everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and today I'm going to be talking about some books that I am thankful for. So today, in honor of the upcoming US Thanksgiving holiday, I thought that I would take a minute to acknowledge some books that I have read in my lifetime that I am just very thankful for one reason or another. Now, before we actually get into the bulk of the video, I do want to quickly talk about what I'm going to be doing on this channel in December. So for the month of December, I know that a lot of booktubers do Bookmas or 12 days of videos straight like that. I'm not going to be doing anything quite that extreme, but you are going to be getting more content from me than normal. Now, I have been absent a couple of days this month. Things have gotten really crazy around here, and my kid and I were both sick this month, so I have slacked a little bit, but I'm making up for it in December. Typically, I post twice a week, so Tuesdays and Saturdays my videos go up, but for the entire month of December, I'm also going to be posting videos on Thursday. So the entire month of December, you're going to be getting 3 videos a week from me. And chances are in January, you're also going to be getting maybe not 3 videos a week, but probably several bonus videos throughout the month of January, as I have a lot of end of the year and beginning of the new year videos that I want to put out for you guys. So before we get started with the books that I'm thankful for, if you are new here and you're not already, be sure to go down below and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you never miss any of my content. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first book that I'm going to start with is one that I actually don't own, and it's one of the ones that I'm the most thankful for, and that is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. You guys already know that this was going to be on this list. I read this book earlier this year, and it quickly launched itself to my favorite book of all time. If you have not heard me talk about this before, With the Fire on High follows our main character, Amani, who is a teen mom trying to navigate motherhood, just being a teenager, and helping her abuela keep their lives together. Well, Amani's real passion is cooking, and in the culinary class at her school, she gets a chance to go on an excursion to Spain. This book is one of the most atmospheric and well-rounded and transportative and just all-encompassing one of the best books that I have ever read in my entire life. Elizabeth Acevedo is such a talented writer, and she talks about so many things that are important to me in this novel. Now, I read a lot of YA and like younger adult books, so I don't read a whole lot about books that talk about motherhood. Amani is a teen mom, and I'm a mom as well. I was not a teen mom. I was 22 when I gave birth to my son, but I was still a young mom. And there are just things about being a mom that people don't tell you, and people really can't tell you until you experience it for yourself. They say that everything changes, and it really does, but a lot of what people don't discuss is the way that you think differently about everything. You see your body completely differently because it has Hi, buddy. You think about the world in a completely different way. You look at your body differently because everything changes. And the things that Elizabeth Acevedo talks about are something that I have never read in literature, and I just felt so seen reading some of the passages in this novel, and it really meant a lot to me. Even beyond that, I feel like the story as a whole has something that everybody can relate to, no matter what your background or your life story. If you have not heard me rave about this book enough, go to pretty much any video on this channel and you will have heard me mention it. I absolutely adore this story, and if you have not picked it up yet, please give it the chance. The next book that I'm going to discuss is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Now, this is one that I originally read my junior year of high school, and I distinctly remember my English teacher telling us that if you have never enjoyed a classic before, if you've been assigned a book to read and you have never really enjoyed it, this is one that a lot of her students enjoyed. And I was excited for that. I've always been a big reader, but classics are not really something that I enjoy, especially when they're assigned to me, but this one was definitely the exception to the rule. I have since read this book twice more. I have read it one time in college and once just on my own as a reread, and every single time I really love it, and there's something new that I gain from it. I think that this is by no means a perfect story, but I also think that that is part of the appeal and part of the point, and I think that it's just a really poignant story that everybody, again, can gain something from. If this classic has somehow escaped you and you're looking for a good American novel, this is one that I would definitely recommend. It's really, really short, under 200 pages long, and it's got a little something for everyone, so I think everyone can enjoy it. Another book that I'm going to throw out there is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and just the Throne of Glass series as a whole. Now, this is one of the most popular YA series out there. Pretty much everybody has read and loved this series, and this is the first real young adult fantasy series that I felt truly connected to. Now, obviously, you can see in the background I have Harry Potter. I've read and enjoyed Harry Potter, and I love Harry Potter, but I don't feel as strong of a connection to it as a lot of other people do because I didn't read it when I was a child. I didn't read it until my senior year of high school. Throne of Glass I actually read when I was around the same age as the characters, and I've gotten to age with them a bit and kind of keep up with them as they are growing, and it's been a really, really lovely journey. I finished Kingdom of Ash just a few months ago and absolutely adored it. It's the longest book that I've ever read and one of my favorites. I just think that Sarah J. Maas did a beautiful job of crafting this incredible world and just really giving all of us something to kind of rally behind. The characters in this are awesome. The action is there. The plot is complex and intriguing, and it just flows so well through all the novels. So this is one series that I'm really, really thankful for. A standalone that I'm thankful for is A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Bachman. Now, I think most people know what this is about, but if you don't, A Man Called Uwe follows our main character, Uwe, who is an older man. He is a widower, and he is a beloved curmudgeon. He just wants things the way he wants them, and he doesn't want anybody to mess with him. And one day, this young couple and their 2 daughters move in next door and turn his world upside down. Now, Frederick Bachman has quickly become one of my all-time favorite authors. This is his debut novel, the first book that I read from him, and I absolutely loved it, and it has opened me up to more of these beloved curmudgeon stories. Uwe is one of those characters who you are annoyed by him and you think that some of the things that he does are a little unorthodox and just off the wall, and yet you still come to really, really love him despite his quirks and his shortcomings. And one thing that I love about Frederick Bachman's writing style is that he will be on a normal sentence, kind of just taking you along for the ride, and then hit you with a gut punch that you don't expect, and it's so impactful and so powerful. I found this story to be the perfect blend of funny and sad, laughing and crying. This just encapsulated everything that I want in a contemporary story. I'm almost done with Frederick Bachman's backlist. I think I only have one novella and one novel of his to finish. I'm really, really excited to do so, and I want to give this one a reread too, hopefully. Another book that I'm thankful for, and an author in general, but one book in particular, is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Now, Colleen Hoover is one of my all-time favorite authors. I've read more books from her than almost any other author, and her books always have a way of just connecting with me, each on a different level, and they all punch you in the heart. Now, just about all of Colleen Hoover's books are romances that wind up with some sort of plot twist that really punches you in the gut, and this one is kind of like that. This is a romance, I would say, but it is one that I don't even want to give you the plot of because I personally went into this book blind, and that is why it was so impactful to me. If I had even had a clue of what was coming, I would not have been as deeply impacted by this as I was, but as it was, this story touched me so much. I personally have not been through the issues that the main character in this book goes through, but regardless, her story hit me so hard, and I was so emotionally invested in this story. I really want to reread it, but I'm almost scared to because I don't know. Since I know how the story ends, I'm not sure how much it would affect me, but still, this is honestly a masterpiece. If you're looking for a hard-hitting contemporary and you haven't picked this up yet, I'm begging you to go do it. If you do want more information about the triggers, like I said, I don't want to spoil anybody, but reach out to me and we can talk about that. But this one is so good, and Colleen Hoover is just a master at everything she does. I will read anything that she publishes. And the last book/book series that I want to talk about today is The Diviners by Libba Bray. There are a couple different reasons why I'm thankful for this series. First of all, this opened me up to Libba Bray as an author in a new light. I had read the entire Jimmy Doyle trilogy before I ever picked up The Diviners, and it was kind of middle of the road for me, but then The Diviners came out and I read all 3 books in a month. This also opened me up to one of my favorite audiobook narrators, January Lavoie, who I again have talked about umpteenth numerous times. I absolutely love her. And just in general, this is one of the most well-crafted series that I have ever read. It's not even over yet, and I absolutely cannot wait for the conclusion, and I have no doubt that it's going to absolutely blow me out of the water, but this is just one that I will always hold close to my heart. It has a really unique and special storyline. All of the characters are so diverse and they just hold a special place in my heart. So again, if you haven't picked up The Diviners, go to any one of my videos and hear me rave about it. I have an entire dedicated video just talking about Libba Bray's works, so you can find all kinds of hype and information over there. So those are all the books that I'm going to be discussing today. This is by no means an all-inclusive list of books that I am thankful for, but these are just a few off the top of my head that I had to make a dedicated video about. So let me know your thoughts on these books in the comments down below, and let me know a book that you are thankful for. If you enjoyed today's video, please go down and give it a big thumbs up, as well as hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon down below so that you never miss out on any of my content. So until next time, bye!